Krissy Vann joining you on yet again a dangerously cold day. We have extreme cold warnings in place, and it's really quite dangerous for those vulnerable to the outdoors. Do check on your neighbors. We do have Kevin Yard, who has been braving the elements, and I have been in that boat out in the field, so let's see how he's making out. Well, there you go. And as he said, yes, it is February, but currently we are on track for potentially the coldest February on record. So definitely out of the norm. But of course, Kevin Forget, well, he's making the most of the cold. Thanks for that, Kevin. And he mentioned the motorcycle show, which means that bikes are going to be out on the roads in the next couple of months, spring around the corner. Extreme cold warnings extend right in through southwestern Ontario. And this here is interesting. We have a blowing snow advisory. We've had streamers making their way across Lake Huron just because there's just one little open pocket in the water there, giving enough fetch for that lake effect. We have northwesterly winds. It is going to be on the gusty side today, gusting between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour. Not too nice when we're dealing with those types of wind chills. And then coming up, we'll break this down. Another system moving in to impact you Saturday into Sunday, and that will be bringing snow. For some of us, some of the temperatures we've been dealing with throughout this February have been the coldest we have seen in a lifetime. Now, to put things in perspective, you should be sitting at about -1 in this blowing snow advisory along the Huron shores, and that's because of some earlier lake effect streamers. Who is battling the cold? Well, that's Kevin Yard. Thanks for that, Kevin. Well, there you go. She said fresh, brisk, but I think she hit it well when she said numbingly cold. And this is what we have to look forward to. Sending the little ones out to catch a bus. This is dangerously cold. Frostbite can set in about 5 to 10 minutes. We have some gustier winds as well through the day today. They're going to be gusting around 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. So that's going to make it feel even more frigid. Even windburn could be a concern for you. Looking ahead, well, we have a clipper that's going to be bringing some snow through the Nickel Belt Friday night. Then it merges with this Texas low, and that's going to be bringing snowfall Saturday into Sunday. By Saturday afternoon, it'll move into Windsor and then impact throughout southern Ontario right through your overnight into Sunday, 5 to 10 centimeters all said and done. Temperatures, well, we're still going to be below seasonal, but an improvement by Saturday, -4, feeling like -9. It's by no means balmy as we head throughout the 7 days, but we're not looking at those -30 wind chills, thank goodness. Hamilton as well, -15, feeling like -24 Friday, but you're back to -4 on Saturday. Seeing that snowfall, though, so be cautious if you are planning on traveling through the weekend. Into Oshawa, again, that sun and cloud for your Friday, -3, feeling like -21. Does get better Saturday into Sunday, but you'll notice as we head in through next week, another surge of cooler air, giving a wind chill in the -20s. Well, if you're tired of the cold and you've been thinking to yourself, I have never remembered a February that has been this frigid, you may not be wrong. Currently, we are on track to have the coldest February since 1937 at Pearson International Airport, and today is no exception. Frigid conditions. We have had extreme cold warnings in place. More details on that coming up, but first we join Kevin Yard out in the elements. Interestingly enough, Florida is not too warm right now either. Even in Havana, I believe they're reaching an overnight low around 15 degrees. So those traveling south may not have had the beach weather they may have expected. But of course, not nearly as cold as it is here. That's why we're literally only seeing Mike Arsenault's eyes. Good advice. I mean, you really have to think with these widespread extreme cold warnings right in through southwestern Ontario of those that are vulnerable to the cold. We've already seen fatalities from the cold this year. Do want to point out the other advisory here in blue along the Huron shores, a blowing snow advisory. We did have some lake effect streamers moving in. There's just one little patch of ice that's not frozen over, and it's enough of a fetch to generate that lake effect. It's quite frigid. I mean, you saw when we were with Kevin, the fur on their hoods ruffling. That's because we have some gustier winds, 20 to 40 kilometers per hour, so enough to make it feel even colder. And then looking ahead to your weekend, we could potentially see 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. It moves in through the Nickel Belt with a clipper Friday night, and then it merges with a low through your day Saturday into Sunday. So be cautious because the shovels are going to be needed. By Saturday, Toronto, though, a bump in your temperature, -4, feeling like -9. At least it's an improvement. Well, if you've been saying to yourself that this is the coldest I've ever felt in my life, you might not be wrong. Check out some of these temperature records from this morning. One of the most impressive that I noticed showed as well along the Huron shores, some blowing snow advisories due to a few earlier lake effect streamers. Now we head out to those braving the cold, including our own Kevin Yard. Well, so cold, well warranted. Toronto Pearson International on track of being the coldest February since 1937. But Kevin Frigette reminds us we should still get out and enjoy. Thanks, Kevin. And you see that orange fencing back there? That's normally where I end up on the skis. Do bundle up if heading out. We have gusty northwest winds today, 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. They ease a little bit out of the southwest through Friday, but then Friday afternoon into the evening, the next system approaches, so we're going to see the winds increase. We have a clipper that'll impact the nickel belt Friday evening, and then we have this low that moves in for Saturday, so they merge up, and we are looking at the potential of 5 to 10 centimeters falling for southern Ontario, and that's going to be Saturday into your Sunday. You can see here temperatures improve though Saturday, -4, feeling like -9. By no means warm and not seasonal, but at least it's a lot better than what we're faced with yet again Monday into Tuesday. So Monday, -13, feeling like -20. And you can see the same story in Hamilton. Next week, we will be frigid yet again. Well, it's typically this time of year we start really complaining about the cold and the snow. But if you're complaining about the cold, you have every right to. At Toronto Pearson International, we're on track for having the coldest February since 1937. To put it in perspective, for many, the coldest you've seen in a lifetime. Another frigid day today, and that unfortunately, with the gustier winds we're seeing, could be blowing around, reducing visibility. We join Mike Arsenault now, though, who has been braving the frigid air. That's right, Mike. I'm going to break that down for you in a moment, but I do want to caution you of the winds coming out of the northwest through the day today. So a frigid wind chill gusting to about 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. Through Friday, they shift from the southwest, but they will be increasing through the afternoon and the evening, all due to that next. So Friday evening into the overnight, the nickel belt gets the effects of this clipper system, and then we have this Texas low coming up through southern Ontario, and that's where Saturday into Sunday, we're looking at the potential of 5 to 10 centimeters. So get those shovels ready, because it's certainly not going to be melting anytime soon with these types of temps. Yeah, it improves a little bit Saturday, -4, feeling like -9, but if we look ahead for the start of next work week, -13, feeling like -20. So we're still well below seasonal. City of Toronto should be around -1 this time of year. Not even close. I mean, Hamilton, again, you get a bit of an improvement Saturday, -4, feeling like -9, but by Monday, you're going to feel like -23. Oshawa on Friday, cold again, -13, feeling like -21. The snow moves in Saturday. Enjoy that rebound in temps. It's not going to last long.